Final race on the card is the Muir Challenge Cup Handicap Chase over 3 mile and 2 Class 2 race. Favourite is currently Squad Tour for Gordon Elliott at 6 to 1, carrying 11 stone and 2. He was making headway when falling 3 out, normally 4 out last year, with one of the fences being doled off. He had a pipe opener in February of 2018 to get him ready for this over 2 mile 1 in a race that was won by Patrick Park, which, as you'll see, is one of my fancies for one of the races at this year's festival. He ran in a 3 mile race in December where he was 3rd of 28 when he was 4 to 1 favourite at Leopardstown, a race won by Annabelle Fly. Not really sure what to make of this form, to be honest, and looking back at previous form, apart from the run here last year, I can't really make too big of a case for this horse, to be honest. But he does appear to like the course and the distance, if that's anything to go by. Patrick Kelly has a horse in here called Maldini, 8 to 1, carrying 11 stone and 10, so you can see that he's carrying a heck of a lot more weight than Squad Tour. He had a pipe opener as well in February of this year, where he was 5th of 6th at 25 to 1. He was 5th last year, 4th behind Presenting Percy at Fairy House in December. So you can see when you start to tie bits of form in, then you can see that it should be quite prominent in the market. Whether or not it's got what it takes to win this race, I'm not quite sure, but again, being a wide open race, the winner could come from anywhere. I have got a couple of other horses that I'd be taking these 2 market principles on with. We'll cover those off as we go. Nicky Henson has one in here at 14 to 1. This is Sugar Baron, carrying 11 stone 4. He's had 2 second places. Class 3 here in November, 15 to 2 on good to soft ground, which was won by What a Moment by half a length. So you can see with the course form, it could be quite prominent in the market. He was a beaten favourite at 3 to 1, albeit only by a neck, and just took too long to get going in the race, to be honest. He sat nicely, but the jockey left him too long, in my opinion. If he got him going that little bit sooner, he might have found another gear just to kick away a bit more. Charlie Longston has one in here, that's the next horse that we're going to discuss, which is Pendra at 16 to 1. Carrying 11 stone 12, so you can see this has got an even more welter burden to carry than Maldini. He's not raced since this race last year when he was 2nd to Doomsday Book. Possible ground issues for me this year, and again, without anything as a comeback run, and being off the track for a year is not really going to help this horse if it runs. One of my main fancies for this race, you'll see that I've got a couple. This is for Dr. Richard Newland at 16 to 1, carrying just 11 stone. This is Band of Blood. He's won 2 Class 2s, extra on heavy ground by 15 lengths, and a 3-length winner at Doncaster on good to soft ground. So again, you can see that it's not going to mind any sort of ground issues that it comes up against. I think, considering this is a Class 2 race and he's already won some Class 2s, some of them quite easily, like I say, this horse should definitely be right up there if he jumps round. I'd probably be backing him now at 16 to 1. Definitely a lot of each way value to it. Like I say, for me, this is one of the strong horses in this race when you look into the form and how easily it's won both times. Another one in here is for Tom George, carrying 11 stone 9 at 20 to 1. This is Rocklander. He won a Class 3 last time out by 3 lengths on heavy ground at Newbury on December the 30th. So you can see it's only a couple of months ago, but again, a win is a win to get behind, give the horse some confidence coming into the festival. He did unseat at the first at Doncaster, also in December in a race that was won by Keeper Hill. So you can see that Keeper Hill is prominent in the market for one of the festival races this year. It would be interesting to see if the horse has any implications still from unshipping at the first. If it jumps round, like I say, being quite open in this race at 20 to 1, I might be willing to take an each way punt on it. He won over shorter at Ludlow in November when he was even money favourite by 53 lengths on good to soft ground, so you can see that he won that race very easily, but he didn't exactly beat a lot. He was 15th in the Pertemps last year, and he was 2nd over 3 miles in January of this year here in a race won by Coggery. My other fancy in here is Jewel at Dawn, 20 to 1 for Alex Hales, carrying 11 stone and 8. He made the frame on every start apart from his UK debut, which you're willing to forgive considering it's a UK debut and you've got to get used to the type of racing that the UK brings. He was 2nd to Miss Parfois at Warwick in a listed race, Second to Size in Tennessee here in December by 6 lengths. So again, you can see that the horses that have beaten it are prominent horses with a little bit of form behind them. So I'm willing to say that it's got a good chance in here again. Won by 16 lengths on soft ground in Class 3 Exeter in November. Each way player for me, definitely. And I'd be disappointed to see this horse out of the top 4 or 5. Fergal O'Brien does have one in here as well at 20 to 1. That's a lovely job, carrying 11 stone of 5. First and second on every completed chase start, so again you can see that he's always quite prominent. The 1-4 was here, however, in April 2016 at 4 hour when making headway to try and close on the leaders. So you can see it when it comes to Cheltenham, yes, it had the 1-4, but it was travelling quite smoothly. It would have been, I'm not sure if it would have won the race, but it would certainly been involved at the finish. Wins at Uttoxeter and Hexham, which will help as they're not necessarily flat tracks, they have got undulations on them, so for me I can see him being in and around there, but I think he's got a lot to find with Band of Blood personally and Jewel of Dawn. Those are my 2 each way bets within this race. Like I say, it's really open like the handicaps always are. I wouldn't really be rushing to back any of these, however if I had sort of gave me £10 and said back a horse in this race for me, I'd be going either Band of Blood to win or each way, or Jewel of Dawn each way. If I really wanted to get madly involved, I might even have a couple of small stakes on the reverse forecast of those two, because I think those two for me are going to be the two that contest the finish. That does conclude Thursday's racing. Join us again tomorrow, where weather permitting we will film live and outside, get a bit more atmosphere in different conditions, and that is where we look into Friday's racing, including the JCB Triumph Hurdle and the Timoko Cheltenham Gold Cup.